Hey you guys, today I'm going to do the half and half, not season 4, episode 13. But before I do, I want to give a shout out to my sister for hooking up my hair. I had the hair, I just didn't have nobody to do it. And I told her I wasn't doing no more videos till my hair was done. And she was like, okay, I got you. So we did a girls' day. So shout out to my sister for hooking me up. Um, but this episode was crazy. It started off with Jeffrey and him having balls of steel now, like balls. He got this cop in his room trying to have sex with this cop, telling him that he needs him to take his mom down. And the cop is like, you know who my wife is, whoop, whoop. And then he kept on saying, I'm not gay, I'm not gay. And I'm like, this is why we have some fucked up people in the world. Boy, okay, you show bisexual, like, just call it what it is. And I'm glad Jeffrey just kept telling him, like, just say what it is, say you liked it, whatever. He told him to get undressed, he did. He told him to bring the handcuffs, he did. So they did what they had to do. Jeffrey had them all handcuffed and all this kind of stuff, and I'm like, you going to fall into the trap that Jeffrey wants you to fall in. But I'm like, Jeffrey is a whole different person right now. And I've been waiting for him to get to this Jeffrey, but it's just the way he be going about things that I just be like, okay, you still scary as shit. But then he ended up leaving old boy handcuffed to the bed and made him figure it out for his damn self, and I was with that. What else happened? David finds out. He goes, he went and beat up Jim, and the police comes in there and kind of get him off of him. Like, what are you doing? And he was like, he put a hit out on my wife, and he was like, your wife is here. He was like, she in the morgue. You seen her? He was like, your wife is being questioned, and then the police tell him that it was Maggie that was murdered. So he looking like, what the hell? He already know his wife had something to do with that. But now you looking dumb because you want to beat the hell out of Jim or whatever, and your wife is not the one that got killed. So then Veronica's being questioned by the police, faking the funk like, my friend, I just wanted to throw acid in her face. Like, oh my God. Like, I can't stand Veronica whatsoever. I don't give a damn how evil she is and how good she makes for TV. I swear I'd be wanting to throw acid in her damn face. But she did tell the police exactly what happened because, like she said, she's a lawyer. She knows exactly what to say. So she did tell her the truth. Like, I came home and my friend, that's the only lie. My friend came over. I told her to go in the house and she was like, I didn't know somebody was going to be in my house. Another lie. But you know what I'm saying? She did tell her what happened. Like, she opened the door, her ass got shot. Period. Investigators, the dude Oscar, he calls David and tell him that Jim had called off the hit, so it wasn't him. He said it was somebody else. They don't know who it was, but it was somebody else that did the hit. And I'm like, who could it have been? Like, who did she fuck over that bad that would have put that hit out on her? I just don't understand, like, because it couldn't have been Jeffrey at that moment, you know what I'm saying? So, because he just now getting mad at his mama, really. So I'm like, who could it been to put this hit out on her? Y'all let me know. Maybe it was Maggie that put the hit out on her ass. I'm just saying. So yeah, Benny is talking to Hannah, and he's telling Hannah that Candace didn't say nothing. And then he eventually tells her, Candace said, hell to the no, you ain't getting baby. And she's mad. And I'm sitting there like, you think your daughter is the scum of the earth. You talk so bad. And why are you surprised that she said no? I don't understand why you are so surprised that she said no. So she was like, was he asleep? And come to find out, he was about to lie, but he didn't. He didn't say anything. And come to find out, she got mad because the baby is not even there with Candace. And so she just wants to know where this baby at. She calls the social worker, Aaliyah, and questioned her, talking shit. Bitch, Aaliyah gave her too much conversation because I would have hung up that phone in her face. If you know you can't give her no information, why are you prolonging this conversation with her and letting her be disrespectful? Like, bitch, I told you I don't know where he at. Bitch, I told you can't know where I can't tell you where he at. Why are we continuing this conversation? I would have hung up in her face. But no, Aaliyah kind of feel bad because she don't want Candace with the baby either. So she ended up telling Hannah that Candace put the baby up in foster care. And so Hannah is mad. She is livid. I understand that because I was like, why would you put your baby in foster care? I understand you couldn't take care of the baby. You didn't want them to with the baby. And all the shit that you went through to get this baby back. I hope that wasn't true. I hope Aaliyah was just telling her something because I really hope that Candace did not put that baby in foster care because it's going to make me not be a Candace fan anymore. I'm all about the kids and I will say fuck her for real, for real. And then, Hannah mad talking about she want to go kick her ass and all this kind of stuff. And she was like, she's only doing this because she hate me. And I'm like, girl, you is full of yourself. Maybe she's doing this for protection from Ward, bitch, not you. Like, but you don't know about Ward. But I'm like, girl, you too full of yourself. And maybe it's because you have too much hatred towards your daughter that she won't put her son in that predicament. Y'all know I still don't know the backstory of them, so I'm not going to give this wannabe Christian when it's convenient for her. No, y'all know how I feel about Hannah. I don't give her that. Landon and Jeffrey, they up in a little bar part. They see each other or whatever. And Landon is scared of shit. Landon is scared. He is too busy looking behind his shoulder for Candace because y'all know Candace had old boy and them scared the shit out of him. So he looking for Candace and he's asking Jeffrey, like, do you know who Candace is? And he like, yeah, she's trouble. And he like, you could have told me that. And I'm like, well, maybe you shouldn't just be fucking with people. That, if you don't know what their consequences would be, you shouldn't be fucking with people. I'm just saying, don't act like you was innocent in this situation and then she just start fucking with you. You did something to her, not knowing who Oscar was, and it was consequences to that shit. I'm just saying. So then they start talking about Maggie and his dad having an affair, and Landon confirms that David was having an affair with Maggie. Okay. Then they start talking about Landon want to sleep with Jeffrey once again. And Jeffrey was like, no, I've had better than you. And he was like, but you told me I was your first. He was like, but I've had better since you. And then next thing you know, the cop walked past and Landon see him and was like, he's straight, right? He was like, yeah, I know. I'm like, yeah, he know. That's what the guy keep telling him. But next thing you know, Landon gets this text message saying that Maggie was dead. He shows Jeffrey the text message or whatever, and he runs out hysterical because, him and Maggie was cool. Wyatt is dead in the bed. They trying to figure out who all was in the room, what happened, yada, yada, yada. They called the DA, was like, we don't want to tell you on the phone, you just need to get down here to the hotel. She said, okay. Catherine is at home, worried about Wyatt, and she goes to his room, but she couldn't go in. Then she went to Amanda's room, then she fall on the floor, and she calls Hannah. First, Hannah don't answer, then she calls again. Hannah answered like, what do you want? Hannah is being, Hannah, a bitch, okay, to Catherine, and Catherine was like, I just want to say sorry for not giving you the money and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, I should have gave it to you. Where you at? I will come give it to you. I got property. You could stay in the property. And Hannah just not here for it. Don't want to fuck with her. Don't want to talk to her. And that's when she tells her, like, Wyatt, you know what I'm saying? You know, something is wrong. He got this inheritance. Something is wrong. I hear him calling out for me and all this kind of stuff. Oh, no. First, she tells Hannah to pray for her. And Hannah told her first because Hannah was like, I ain't fucking with you. And she was like, well, can you pray for me? Pray for my son? And she was like, yeah. And she was like, because I can't lose no more kids. I was feeling so bad for Catherine at this moment as a mom. But she kept saying, you know, I keep seeing Wyatt's face. He's calling for me. I'm so afraid. And she was like, I can't lose another one. I'm alone in this house. Nobody is here. You know, Jim is gone to jail. Amanda dead. Wyatt dead. Well, she don't know. And she was like, there's no laughter in here. There's no joy. She was like, it's just pain. She was like, these walls are bleeding in pain. And she was like, you know, I just know I'm going to get that phone call of, you know, something bad has happened or whatever. And so she asked Hannah, like, as my friend or as a child of God, if I was to get that phone call, would you be there for me? And Hannah was like, yeah. She was like, but until then, bitch, we ain't got nothing to say to each other. See you later, bye. And I was like, I told y'all she a Christian when it's convenient for her. Now, I know that boy hit her son and all this kind of bullshit and they covered it up. But I'm like, regardless if you didn't know Hannah, you knew. You know what I'm saying? So, girl, I understand her being mad, but, you know, a woman of God, you know, wouldn't be just filled with hatred and letting this shit show. She'd be somewhere praying about all this hatred she got up in her. But Hannah be letting that shit come out. Anyway, moving on from that, I just don't like her. David and Veronica is on their way some goddamn where. And he was like, you know, she was like, the look on your face is like you mad that it wasn't me or whatever. And that's when he tells her, like, you know, it wasn't like that. Because she blamed it on him and said, you put that hit out on me and it didn't work. And he was like, I didn't have nothing to do with that. He was like, you know, I thought it was Jim, but it wasn't him. He was like, but you know, she was like, but he was like, you killed Maggie. And like, fuck what you talking about, bitch, you did this, you killed this girl. And she was just calling her a bitch. She was just being very, very disrespectful. Cause she was like, would you prefer it to be me? And I was like, well, I do. I'm just saying, like, I didn't like Maggie neither, but I do prefer it be you. Then, like, it was a car following them, and she had security following them, like... And I'm sitting there like, well, why the fuck you didn't get in the car with them? But, you know, she had to play it off like, oh, her husband coming to get her. Oh, because David ended up going to get her out that jail when she was being questioned. And, you know, he a judge, she a lawyer. So the police couldn't question him anymore. So he ended up getting her out of there. And I was just like, she is a bitch. So he ended up serving her with divorce papers. And she was like, you're not going to divorce me. I bet not see this in the papers. And he was like... it's gonna happen. He was like, I'd rather do that than the hell that I'm living in with you. Like, fuck all that. She tore up the papers. He was like, it's okay because they already filed. And she was like, I'm gonna make your life a living hell. He was like, that's fine. And then he pulled over and told her to get her ass out. And she was like, no. And he was like, you better get out before I drag your ass out. And she was like, well, I want to see this. He got out, went around that goddamn truck, and pulled her ass out that truck. And she was like, you gonna do this over her? And she was calling her something, blind something. And I'm like, bitch, you tried to kill him. You had an affair on him. I mean, I know he ended up having one too, but bitch, you had one first. But I'm like, girl, really? Really? I can't stand Veronica. Like, I really want him to just hit her with the truck. Whatever. And like I said, at the end, the DA shows up at the end, and Wyatt is dead to the bed, and she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, and I'm like, oh, whatever. And that's what all that happened. Y'all tell me what y'all thought about this episode of The Half and the Half, not season 4, episode 13, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Oh, and before I go, if you guys want me to review, Greenleaf, I know it's like in the 4th episode, and I would just do like an overview of the first 4 episodes and then get on track. But if you guys want me to review it, leave it in the comment section, and I will put a video out since now my hair is done and I don't mind getting on camera. But yeah, thanks to everybody, like I said, that has been donating for my family. I really, really appreciate it. You guys don't know. I'm going to go look for an apartment next week. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will talk to y'all. Follow me on all social medias by the Ghetto View, THA, not THE. This hair is hot as fuck with this light. Okay, and I'll talk to y'all in the next video. Peace.